What's up guys, and welcome to my channel Flame With 4. In this issue 79 of Build the Terminator T-800, we are going to be doing the parts for the left, second, middle finger and arm. So it kind of gives you a little demo of what we're going to be doing there. Again, we're not going to be using many of these pieces here. We're going to be doing the finger and then that top section there in red. So we're going to be pretty much putting the finger together. Again, like I said, we use the Model Mods finger fix. I don't use the ones in here, so sorry about that if you are expecting us to use those, because I just can't stand them. They just don't hold the fingers together well enough, so I won't be using them. I will fast forward through putting the fingers together because we've shown you how to do that previously. I'm just showing you here in this video, you know, us putting it together so we can build it up to the stage it needs to be. So check up all your pieces, guys. Again, like I said, we probably won't be using quite a few of these, especially the pins, just for the pure fact that I just need a fingertip there. So I've got the fingertip. They're going to go with the pots of extras. If you guys want these finger pins, let me know. You can have them. I don't need them. I don't use them. If you want any extra screws, hit me up. You can have them if you want them. Let me know your address. Contact me on any of the socials down below. And yeah, you can have them. I don't use them, so there's no point of me keeping them. Right, I'm trying to see how stretchy that is. I just want this little bolt or this pin out of here and the little washer that's here too. Right, so that's the washer. This is usually why I fast forward through getting them out of the packaging, because sometimes like the whole video could just be me trying to get it out of this, which is a bit of a nightmare. You can't see that I've got a massive pile of rubbish at the side here as well for all the bits that I've been doing or going through. Right, we're there, but yeah, we've got the pin, we got it. Right, so there are some screws as well that we're going to be needing. I'm going to try not to fast forward through some of this, guys, so you can see me actually putting it together to see how simple the finger fix is. Just because obviously it'll be handy to know. Make sure you check off all your parts. You want to make sure they're all there before you start to build. When you're happy with all your parts being there, then just move over on to the next one. So the first thing it wants us to do is put the finger together. The good thing is it tells you in order what way the finger should go, so you shouldn't be able to get the fingers wrong. So you always start off with 79-5, which looks like this, which is kind of a triangular piece, and then there's always the longer one. So the longer one slots into place. I'm going to do it that way around. Then it's a smaller one, that's 79-4. 79-3 is the medium sized one, and to finish it off is 79-2, which is kind of like the end piece, sits in through like that, and then the finger tip gets glued on at the end there. So that's how that goes together. Again, you know how to put them together because we've shown you. I will need to go grab a few more washers out of this finger fix, so make sure we've got a few of those. I'm going to put the washers close to the edge. Reason being is, you know, I can't pick them up with my massive sausage fingers, so I'm just going to have to slide them every time I need them. You need 2 washers per one that you put in, and then you also need spare screws as well. If you want to make life easier, go get a screwdriver set up with the Allen key piece in the end, because sometimes that is a lot easier. I have the Aurea set, which is CRV T6, so I have a T6 in the end. Probably not the best piece to use, but that's the one that I use when I do it. So the first thing it wants us to do is to attach these two together here. So all you need to do, guys, as you've seen previously, hold this in underneath, put your finger in there to hold that there. Take 2 washers, so you pop those on the end, and I will bring that up close in a second for you to see. So that's 2 washers. Right, so they sit just like that, as you can see there. They're just sitting over that there. So the next bit you need is to take that section and just slide that over the top to hold it together. And then to piece it together, you need to hold it again and then try and fiddly put these on. Fiddly, is that even a word? I don't know. Right, so I hold it together and then that just goes in there. Hard to show you, especially when you're trying to hold it all together at the same time. And then you just screw that up and then tighten it as much as you need to, get it into position, and then tighten it again. As you can see, not going anywhere. So that's the first section of doing the finger. So I'm doing this one in detail so you can see. I might do some more in detail if you want it, but just let us know. The next one is putting the other piece together. So if you can, put that underneath there like so. Lay it down so that's on top. Take 2 washers and then slot those over the top there like that. And then you just need to lay that on top like so. This might be a better way of doing this to show you guys so you can see it. If you can see it. Am I out of shot too much? And then you just need to take your screw, pop it in the end, and then screw it up. But make sure you do not cross thread it. Make sure that you get it in neatly. The only issue I'm having is you need to really kind of hold the other side when you do it. If you've got the Allen key that it came with, use it because it will help. There it is. Or if you're greedy and you have 2 Oreo sets, you know, you could use 2 either side, but that's entirely up to you. Depends if you've got 2 of them really. As you can see there, tightening it up nice and neat. And the only good thing is, like, if these do decide to come loose, you've got the option of tightening them up. Whereas with the pins, you can't do anything about that. You can't tighten them up and make them stronger once your model is in place, because that is it. It's just fixed in place. So that's another one there. So as you can see, you can kind of get the gist of how it goes together really. So that goes like that. And then the last piece just sits on there, which we'll do now. So again, slide that underneath, lay it down, 2 washers, put the washers on top, and then just put the pin over. Go get yourself a screw. I call it a screw, but I guess it's maybe, I don't know, it's a screw. It just doesn't have, has almost an Allen key head on it, so that just goes down in like that. And just do that up. Do it nice and tight. Oh god, that was tight. And then there you have it. So there's your finger. So all you need to do now is pop the end on, but you need to put some glue on there because they will always fall off. So go get your trusty super glue. Pop that on the end. Be sparingly or generous. I'd say let's be generous. Watch my shaky hand as I do it. And pop the tip on there, and there you have it. There's another finger done. Didn't take too long, did it? So that's how you do it. We use the Model Mods finger fix, like I said, because they are just a really good thing to do. This is not sponsored by Model Mods in any way. I bought these myself, so don't think, oh, he keeps mentioning it. The only reason I mention it so much is because they're good. If something's good, I will talk about it. So that's just how it works. Right, here we go. So we are going to now be moving on to the next section. So the next thing it's asking us to do is to go and take this section here, which is from issue 78. It wants us to put this tiny little pin through there like that. So guys, do not lose this. You got to put that pin through there, as you can see there. It's really easy to lose it. So just hold that into position. And it's asking us to pop something in. So it's asking us to take something out to pop something in. So I'm just trying to see what it's asking us to do. So it's saying for 73-4 to come out and for us to pop that one in. So that's absolutely fine. We can do that. It's not a problem. So this one here is what we need to take next. So this is from issue 78. We're going to lay it down and hopefully you guys can see what is going on. And what it's saying for us to do is to position it in so that this peg piece here goes over there first. So it's saying for us to take this out of here. So that kind of indicates where it goes. And then you want that to go over the peg, as it's saying. And then it's saying on here, it wants us to screw that onto there. So we will need to just take one of the smaller PM screws, which just looks like this, and then that feeds through there. You need to make sure you leave it all lined up, so it will probably be fiddly to begin with, but you can do it, guys. Probably better than I can. Right, so once you've got it into position, need to change the end over again because I have the wrong piece on. And then just slowly screw it up into position. You're kind of going to want to make sure this is level. If it feels wrong and it feels like it's going through too tight, it's probably because it is. So just be careful. You don't need to, this is just to hold that into place. So once you've done that, the screw goes through there and then it holds that over through that pin into position there. So as you can see, that's what it should look like at that stage. The next thing it's asking us to do is to glue in these two sections here. So they want to go either side. There's two black ones. You know how these goes, guys. You just need to pop some glue on the ends and be generous with the glue, because the worst thing is that these come out. I don't think they're going to come out of place ever, because when the model is together, it's quite difficult for it to move, but you can never be too sure, so just use enough to keep it in place. And then flip it over, get another one. I've got loads of super glue on my fingers now. Look, see how much super glue I've got on my fingers? Just be careful. Right, so pop these on the pins, just like that. Probably using too much, but I don't want my model to fall apart, so I'm not too worried. Just don't drop it on your table and glue gets stuck to it, and then your table's as one. So there you go, push that into position, let that set. That's going to have to go off for a minute or two, so we'll just quickly let that set. So while that's setting, we'll move on to the next stages. So the next thing it wants us to do, it wants us to have the model, so it's the model of the arm this way round with the two pistons sticking out like so. So let's move this out of the way before my hand gets stuck to that as well. And it says for us to put this into a position in a unique way. So what it's saying for is the bit that we just put on there needs to go into the bigger one. So that needs to sit this side and sit like that. So as you can see, let me bring it back a bit. That is how that should look at that stage there. So it should go like that. So what you want to do is you just need to line it all up. So you need to put that into position by pushing that through. And it should line up quite neatly. And then, but as you do it, you need to make sure that they go in to where they got to go. So take that back out again, just real quick. I'm just giving you a demonstration of it. So that needs to go into that piston. And then this side needs to go into that piston. And then as you kind of push it up into where it's got to go, it's going to be really fiddly, but it's okay. Then this needs to position as it goes. So you kind of push them down as they line up. You need to make sure that that circle is pretty much accurate on both sides, and you need to make sure that the grooves are also in place, because this arm will move a lot when it goes backwards and forwards, up and down. You need to make sure that you are happy with how that goes. Just move it around until you get it where it's got to go. It doesn't matter how long it takes, just do it until you're happy. So, one needs to go around about there, like that. So, I'm happy with how that is. The next thing we need to do is to take this pin, this big ass pin here, and this one needs to pop in the top. So there is a groove that's cut out. So this one is quite flat, as you can see there. It's quite flat. And then this one has a cutout. So as you can see, it's quite straight on either side. And so is this. So as you can see, that's round, but it has two straight sides. That needs to go into that hole. And this will help line it all up as well, because obviously if it isn't straight, it will be after this has been put in. And then that goes in so it looks like that. On the other side, you should be able to see where everything goes. So we're going to turn the page over because we don't want to miss anything. And it is just telling us to put in the Allen key piece, and then that other piece is just the cover. So you just need to take the bigger one of the two, which is just here, and then that just goes and lines up nicely. So do not cross thread this, make sure that that's in really well. I don't know if we need to go get an Allen key piece, because I don't think that this came with one in this issue. So it probably came with one at some stage, but in this one right now, it didn't come with one. So okay guys, as you can see there, I was just adjusting it all so that it was enough so that you can still move this, because you want to be able to move this into position when you need to. That should sit in there nice and neatly as it is, and then that sits through. You want to make sure that when you've got this all into position, this needs to be able to move backwards and forwards. So don't do it up too tight that you can't do that. So when you're finished, you should have the top of the arm looking like this. You do need to put the cap in the bottom here. So once you put this cap in, you can still adjust it, so don't worry. So once that cap's in there, you can still put your screwdriver in there if you need to you know, adjust this, take it out or put it in if it's too tight. So don't think that, oh, that's glued in, you're not going to be able to do that, because you still can. You can still move that about if need be. So what I'm going to do now, we do need to take a little bit more super glue. I'm going to just pop it in on the pins on the inside first, just like that. And then we just need to make sure that this lines up enough to go into those two pins on each side. And then when they are in position, that should look like that. There you go. So as you can see, that is really looking nice now. So let's just move all these bits out of the way. So that's the top of the arm, and that's what it's supposed to look like. So you should have a finger and an arm. So that's the finger there, and then that's the arm. So that's what it should look like at the end of the stage for this issue. So it's looking really good. I mean, I know we've seen this before because it's the same as the other side. The good part is that it's just showing us that we're going to be attaching this to him soon, which is going to be really cool, because with him having two arms, it's going to be good. The second leg, then we're going to do the torso and get the base. So to get all that is going to be really cool. So can't wait to do this with you guys. We will have a quick flash through the magazine, see what there is. It's talking about Resident Evil. Don't want to ruin it for you if you haven't seen Resident Evil. It's quite an old film. There's just loads of stuff in here, guys. But again, if you can, check back with us, because we're going to continue to assemble the left forearm and hand in the next issue. So join me again in issue 80. If you haven't already, please subscribe by clicking the button just down here. Please give us a thumbs up, and if you can, join us again on the next one where we're going to be doing some more of the build. So see you real soon. Take care now. Bye bye.